deck, but it's certainly an interesting idea. You know, especially like with a Warstorm Surge in play, being able to basically put a creature into play as a fast effect to kill something. It's interesting. So we'll see you back here in a minute for deck building. Okay, here we are with 24, and since we do have 2 Rampant Growth and a fairly low curve, as well as a Manolith, I'm certainly happy to run 24 in this build. We also just want to kind of maximize our threat density, and I think this will allow us to do that. The reason that I'm not playing the Lava Axes is just because I think that primarily we're going to be using our shocks to remove opposing creatures, and we have enough late game that we're not typically going to be a super aggressive deck. If we were like hyper aggressive with a super low curve, you know, then it might be more reasonable. But we already have several late drops, and I want to make sure that we can play some of these more premium creatures, which will make us more of kind of a mid-range deck. So as for the land, we're looking at, let's see. So I think because we have the 2 Rampant Growths, we're going to want to go 9/7. The red isn't really until a little bit later. We do have the Pikers and the Shocks, but I think that, you know, having 1 red should be enough. So I think 9/7 is how we want to go. Okay, we will see you for round 1. Okay, so here we are for round 1. With our deck, I believe we're going to be... I think we're going to go on the draw here. I think it's nice to have the extra card. And with a hand like this, I mean, this would be a pretty gutsy keep if we did. But the thing is, if we hit like any kind of land at all, we can just do Rampant Growth, you know, get into some guys. I'm really tempted to keep this hand. I don't know if I should. Like, we have 2 chances to draw, and as soon as we draw a land, we've got Rampant Growth back up. I think I'm going to give it a whirl. I think it is definitely a pretty gutsy keep, though, I will tell you that. There is the second Rampant Growth. Okay. Unfortunately, that is not a land. So this may have been just a very bad idea. Oh, yuck. Okay, that's going to be a problem for sure. Okay, so one of the things to learn is that I think this is a pretty aggressive format, and if you miss maybe even a turn, you can really just put yourself out. So this might have been a huge mistake. And now, I mean, even if we draw land, we might be just too late at this point. So I think, yep, unfortunately, we're getting punished here for a pretty bad decision. Yeah, and now I believe it is too late to come back from this game. So even if we Rampant Growth here, we go to 2. We're not going to be able to get Giant Spider up in time. We pretty much need to draw into Incinerate next turn to have a chance, so we have to Shock here. And Magic Online is lagging a little bit. There we go. Don't think it's going to be enough, unfortunately. Okay, well there's the Incinerate. So this might still not be enough just because, you know, just because we have to do it mid-combat essentially to not die. Like if he taps out all of his green, I guess we're okay, but this is not a situation you want to be in. mean, the nice thing is they can't be regenerated, so we could potentially pull out of this. Now he's got the stave off. Should have done it on my turn. I forgot that Incinerate stops regeneration, so we do just lose here because of that second misplay, unfortunately. And that's going to do it. Okay, so green-white. We can bring in... we could bring in Fog if we see like a lot of flyers, and we definitely did see some flyers there. So shocks are going to be very good. Plummet's going to be very good. Cards that we want to take out here, I don't think Lightning Elemental is going to be as good against him, especially if he's running anything like, like Arbalest Elite or something like that. Fog is fine, but I think that Naturalize might also be a good card. Like we saw Trollhide, could have like a pacifism, something like that. I think we're just going to go like this and give this a try. I still think that Amulet might be a pretty good card here. So yeah, we'll run it like this. And now we just need green sources, but I think this hand is just fine. Like we've got the shock for the first turn play. If we can get Warstorm Surge online, it'll be pretty hilarious. Yep, there's the Pegasus. So I mean, like, if we draw green, we want to play Jade Mage. So I think we just like we can wait and try to shock it in response to Trollhide because we do just lose. But I think now he knows we have the shock, so we're just going to use it. Okay, really need some green mana here. Yep, really need some green mana here. We could just get knocked out of this tournament for being too greedy with our keep in the first game. And you know, I mean, I think that the keep in this game was fine. Alright, so that helps, but we just need to draw green mana to have any hope pulling ourselves back into this game. I think maybe in other formats, you know, keeping a one-lander like that might have been acceptable just because it's a slower format in general. This format is extremely, it's extremely aggressive, it's extremely fast, and it's just completely unforgiving of even a tiny slow draw there. So, I mean, here we're at 8. Like, we want to draw a land and play Bonebreaker, so we're going to drop the Bears here because we need to actually be able to block the Stonehorn since we're at such a low life total. If we can get back into this game, we could potentially do something, but we just really need to get some land, try to stabilize. Definitely going to be playing defensive. Okay, so he's got the Trollhide. We're certainly happy to chump with Piker. This way we can just, end up trying to buy another turn just to draw some land and get out of this hole. Okay, so here we can naturalize, make a token, double block, get his guy. Really like that play. Trick him into attacking. I mean, we're going to just jump with the Sapperling because he's going to be able to regenerate his creatures. So actually we're not going to double block, we're just going to chump. But that's still fine. Okay, here we can naturalize. Just because we want to be able to play out our 4/4 and not have to. Actually, at this point, like, I'd like to play Warstorm Surge, but at the same time, we need to really just kind of stay aggressive. I'm going to drop the Gorger here because I don't want to have to block with the Flame Blast Dragon. So like this way, if he has an answer for Gorger, you know, we don't just lose. Okay, now we've got to play Dragon. Or we could incinerate the Griffin. Let's see. So if he has Stave Off and we incinerate the Griffin... No, it's just better to play Dragon here. I think we play Dragon. Yeah, I think we just drop Dragon and pass. Like, we could attack with our Gorger just because he can't really attack into it, but then he could attack with both, force the trade. If he has any tricks, we could be in a bad place. So I think we just want to drop the Dragon and be a little passive here and try to get it to activate. If he's got pacifism, obviously it's... Oh, God. I guess Incinerate would have been better there. Ugh. Not expecting to see Lure. Yeah, so it's just always kind of looking for what can you lose to, and I guess I just didn't come up with the right answers here. So that is the match.